back with another video. So we're going to be doing a special video about a special individual and Ranger herself, Trini Kwan or R2 Dubois, the original Yellow Ranger from the pilot and the regular series. So before we get into this topic, RIP Trini Kwan. She was a special lady and an actress, and she's been through a lot, you know, being from Vietnam, being through war, coming to the United States, not learning proper English well, and up until she got cast as the Yellow Ranger, being a replacement of Audrey Dubois, who was the Latina actress for Trini Kwan in the pilot episode. But Audrey got fired from Saban because she wanted more money and everything, and I think that's the most problematic issues in today's entertainment industry. When you get cast for a TV show, when you're not being paid properly, you're gonna want to ask for more money that you should have gotten, but instead you're gonna get fired right off the bat. And that's just the saddest thing about, you know, the industry itself, especially for Power Rangers, because it's known for being a non-union show. Not a lot of actors and actresses get to pay a certain amount of money. Given the fact that my history of this character, with this character for that matter, she is iconic, even though she didn't really do anything for that much, but she definitely, you know, she served the purpose, being Billy's techno-babbles advocate when he starts talking that nerd stuff, and Trini would be the one to translate that to her friends, you know. And I don't think they're big fans of science or whatever though, but yeah, it's crazy, man. So the pilot episode of Trini, Audrey Dubois version of the character, she did not take BS from nobody, and when she sees her friends being bullied, she'll be the one to just beat the brakes out of them, pretty much like how it happened in the bowling alley, because that's what the pilot episode took place at, and is very different from the juice bar. The only difference is that once they reshoot the Day of the Dumpster first episode, they completely did what they did in the pilot episode in the bowling alley, but it was done in a cheesy, different way, because the pilot version had martial arts violence in it, where they were giving blows to the face, which in the regular TV show you cannot do that. It was only in the body parts. It sucks as a martial artist because you want to give blows to the face of your opponents, your TV opponents, but I don't know what made them decide to change the fighting styles on the regular TV show. But in the pilot, it was way violent. But I don't know, I think the fight scenes in the pilot, unmorphed fights, are they were a bit better in the pilot than the regular version. So I pretty much prefer the pilot over the regular ones, just saying. But thanks to Tony Oliver, and I think it was some type of con he did when he showed the audiences the different versions of the pilot episode. The second one, when they dressed in the regular Day of the Dumpster episode, the 1993 version. She was fired because she wanted more money from Saban, so she was replaced by Trini Kwan. And let's just say Trini Kwan as Trini, yeah, she has a legacy in her hands. I can't even say her name right for some odd reason. It's really weird. I think the hardest thing for me to do my thoughts on these original characters is when you say their names properly, you tongue twirl and your speech becomes very bad. I guess that's what happens when you talk fast though, but for me, I just don't like talking slow because I don't want people to think that I'm drunk or anything though. But I've said that in my last video, and I'm gonna continue to say it once more. I started with High Five when Trini pretty much was afraid of heights, knowing that her Zord is like what, 500 or 600 feet tall or whatever. So how is she afraid of heights? So I don't know who wrote the episode, but that was the dumbest one. So she had to learn to overcome her fear of heights, and I think that was pretty much a good lesson in the episode, is overcoming your fears. But as far as like heights goes, when you drive and pilot your Zord, that is way higher than the T-Rex Zord. Don't know why. But she had some good focused episodes as well. I mean, but I think we need to talk about the no clowning around episode, and for some odd reason it was another Trini focused episode, but to me, it was all about Kimberly being afraid of clowns, but to me, it was all about Trini's little cousin Sylvia, who wandered off with this pedophile of a clown that turned her into a cardboard, thanks to this spell Rita created. So from then on, she didn't really fight the Penoctopus monster, which I would have loved for that to happen, but it was just 4 Rangers fighting Goldar and the Penoctopus, then Trini and some showing up more telling the guys about what Albert did to restore Sylvia's body with water. Just one of the dumbest plots in the episodes, considering the fact that it was a Trini focused episode, it was not Kimberly. So tell me again why they decided to put Penoctopus in the 1993 Kimberly's VHS box art. Still, it should have been Trini's, because given the fact that her character was going through in that episode. And she also had some good focus episodes in the 48 episode when Trini was training with her Kung Fu master about the Mantis technique, and apparently she pretty much accomplished that. But the only issue I have with it, in the YouTube footage, her Japanese counterpart was fighting in her tiger form. Like, I thought your episode was about you learning the Mantis technique. You could have used that in the YouTube footage. Like, that was kind of lazy on Saban's part. Maybe if you would have done it in the original style, finding the Mantis monster, I think that would have worked. Or she could have just fight the Mantis monster under Morph while doing the Mantis technique, because Trini is a Kung Fu expert, so she could have easily dismantled that monster by herself. But unfortunately, the YouTube footage, she was fighting the monster with the tiger form, but she pretty much beat the crap out of the Mantis monster on her own, and she won that fight fair and square, you know, and she did have honor, unlike the Mantis monster. So that was a pretty good focus on Trini's character, but there are a lot of things I have with it. Like, she could have used the Mantis technique while Morph in a costume fighting the monster on her own. So I think that was about it. And season 2, she had a focus episode again where there was this little girl that was kidnapped by Goldar, and her and Tommy had to fight this lizard thing in order to rescue the girl. And I don't know if it was supposed to be a Tommy focused episode or a Trini focused episode. I'm not sure what it is. So then she got this little so-called love interest from Richie, who was never mentioned in the Wikipedia again. Unfortunately, his actor passed away in 2013, I think. Oh, in the Boom Studio Comics, I love what they did with her character. She definitely did a lot, especially in the Go-Go Power Rangers. Given the fact that she just moved to Angel Grove, and her relationship with the mother, which was not seen in the original TV show, but the fact that they actually did that in the Boom Studio Comics, and her relationship with Jason having a little fling and crush on him and everything, especially when they swapped colors during the mini issues. And I think Trini alone, and her being the Omega Ranger for the first time, she's definitely my favorite character in the Boom Studio Comics, because I feel like they did so much better in the comics, than they did in the TV show. So kudos to Boom Studios for that. And I think that's about it for my character history with 3 Train. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. And I will see you with the Kimberly version. And I'm out of here.